Hello, so this is my predictions for the 2024, this summer's physics higher paper. So this paper is on the 22nd of May. Reminder, it's 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's worth 100 marks and it covers the topics of energy, electricity, the particle model and atomic structure, radioactivity. So been back through the past 3 or 4 exam papers, and my list here doesn't necessarily mean you can't revise everything, because that's what you should do. You've got the whole specification, focus on it all. But these are some of my predictions that I think potentially might come up. So make sure that you are familiar with them. The first one is density, having a solid comparison of regular and irregular objects. So that's like using your Eureka can, displacement can, and making sure you're happy with the equation of mass divided by volume. Making sure that you're happy with alpha and beta decay equations. Again, I've got another video on my channel here, so please subscribe and you'll be able to see that video. Likewise, half-life. Again, I've got another video going through lots of half-life questions. Please look out for that. IV, that's current potential difference characteristics. Those are the graphs that you've looked at as part of a required practical, looking at potentially a fixed resistor, maybe a filament bulb and a diode. Right, make sure you're familiar with those and how to set up that practical as well. Transformers, national grid, and energy loss along power lines. Yeah, this normally always comes up. Yeah, so make sure you focus on that and the equation looking at power equals current squared times resistance. I've got resistance at the bottom there in red. Just be aware that resistance calculations always tend to pop up as sort of standard. Resolution, make sure you're happy with what resolution is. Again, I've got another video on my channel that goes through some past paper questions and explains what resolution is if you're not sure. It's one that trips lots of people up. Fission and fusion, the difference between them, how they're similar, how they're different, examples of them, really, really important there. Remember, the key bit is there that they both produce energy. Installations, number 8, that was a required practical. Again, make sure you're happy with the method about how you would potentially insulate a beaker of hot water, and think of your independent, dependent and control variables. If it asks you about a control variable, please don't say about a fair test. Heat capacity and latent heat, potentially a multi-step calculation might be in this one to separate the grade sort of 7, 8, 9s out. So just be aware of that, make sure you're happy with that. Remember, this year you have got the formula sheet, so you can use that. So potentially we might see a more difficult section of some calculations. Again, if we're using the calculations, please make sure we use that FIFA method. Again, there's another video of my channel that explains how to use that to gain full marks. And lastly, efficiency. Efficiency always tends to pop up, a bit like the resistance calculations. Make sure you're familiar with the efficiency calculations. As I say, these are some of my predictions for the physics higher paper. Doesn't mean you don't have to revise everything. Please do so. Go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Plenty of practice paper questions on this channel. There are plenty of other examples about how to answer these questions and explore the topics. Look at Seneca Learning. Look at BBC Bite Size. There's so many resources out there. If you want me to explain any of these concepts in more detail, leave a comment and I'll make another video on that. But ultimately, if you're sitting your exams this summer, good luck.